Okay, I would like to call this meeting to order. And Michael Frisch, will you lead us in the salute to the flag, please?
No good deed.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We're going to dedicate this meeting to the fire chief, the outgoing fire chief, Bob Stram, who has been fire chief for how many years? 100?
That's all you said, just a lot.
A lot, a very, very
work.
long time.
That's
And our, when is Ed getting sworn in? Tonight? Ed Sorrell?
He's already sworn in. Oh, did he come up? Did he get sworn in?
No?
No.
Anyway, our new, our
We don't
in.
have a fire chief. How's that for an answer?
Thank you, Commissioner and Judge. Our incoming fire chief is the marvelous Ed Sorrell, who you've seen in so many places around town doing so many great things. So we're grateful to Bob for all his years of service, and we're also looking forward to Ed's new tenure. Rita, can we have the roll call, please?
Sure. Wendy Burton.
Here.
Julia Dakota.
Here.
Eric Hames.
Present.
Nathan LaVirtue.
Here.
Present.
I am.
I'm glad. We're going to move right into our swearing-in ceremony because our wonderful judge has to leave and go to a fire company meeting. So
This is fine.
So Dennis, will you, and Rita would like to be sworn in too, so will you swear us in individually? Everybody stand? Not you.
I was going to say.
Okay, so I'll start with you, Wendy.
If you wish.
I would.
Okay.
Okay, just repeat after me. Get through this.
I know. We've done it before.
We've done it before. Right? I, Wendy Burton,
I, Wendy
do
Burton,
solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of New York State,
the Constitution of New York State,
the laws of the town of Stanford,
and the laws of the town of Stanford.
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of this office of superintendent.
And I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the town supervisor to the best of my abilities.
Have you done this? Julia, will you solemnly swear?
Yes.
No, I
Hi,
Julia.
This is not a yes and no.
Sorry. I was, but I got tripped up. You said repeat after me, and I just missed those. I, Julia Dakota, do solemnly swear
Okay. That I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of New York State,
the Constitution of New York State,
the laws of the town of Stanford,
the laws of the town of Stanford,
and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of
and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of
councilperson
councilperson
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Okay.
You've had two shots.
I'll try my best.
That's what we do. I, Eric
Hames.
Hames.
Yep.
No, you have to say I.
I know. I, Eric Hames, do solemnly swear
Support the Constitution of the United States.
to support the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of New York State.
the Constitution of New York State,
Laws of the town of Stanford.
laws of the town of Stanford,
And you will discharge these duties of the office of
and I,
councilperson.
and I will fulfill and discharge these duties of the office of councilperson
According to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
Can you pass that down, Eric, please?
once they sign, then they'll handshake.
No, we're not going to high five. We do so much of this.
You do.
Okay. I, Rita Mary.
I, Rita Mary Bell,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
The Constitution of New York State.
the Constitution of New York State,
The laws of the town of Stanford.
the laws of the town of Stanford,
I will fulfill discharge of the duties of the office of,
town clerk. I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of town clerk
according
to the best of my ability.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Dennis, will you sign these two before you leave? Julia and Eric, if you can sign your oaths, and
Yes.
Dennis will sign.
Sure.
Got a minute?
Yeah.
No, he's got to go eat.
This is important.
Got your own pen? Can you pass that one down, please? Thank you, dear. Yep, yep. Wait a second.
Pretty cool.
Don't forget the date.
Smaller audience.
No, they're still in the
Yes,
office.
a little bit.
I haven't brought them home yet.
24.
That's why
One more. You know, I gotta do the paperwork.
I know. Well, while they're doing that, I
In my car.
will open up the privilege of the floor. So for the students, what we have, this is a time of the meeting where if you have something you want to say to the board about the town or an issue, this is the time when you can go up to the podium and you just have to state your name and address, and you have 3 minutes to speak.
No pressure.
No pressure. So does anybody wish to speak? Yes, Curtis. Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis.
Hi, Curtis DeVito, 43 Bowen Road. I am vice chairperson of the Conservation Advisory Commission, and on behalf of the CAC, I'd like to welcome the new board members. And I'd also like to acknowledge the fantastic job that Margaret Fallon did as the CAC liaison for the past several years. Her attendance and her enthusiasm and her great ideas were second to none. And we do look forward to working with the new liaison, whoever that may be. So, thank you.
Thank you, Curtis. Yes. I think that might be Chris Drago back. The Chris Drago.
That's right.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris Drago. I live at 1212 Huns Lake Road, and I will be your new county legislator as of around 6 p.m. tomorrow when I get sworn in down in Poughkeepsie. I want to thank the town board. I want to welcome Eric and Julia, and welcome back Wendy and Rita Mary, and just how honored I am to be your partners, to be the best stewards we can be of our wonderful community. I look forward to working with you all to do what's right and what's best for our towns. So, thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Any other takers? Okay, then I will make a motion to close the privilege of the floor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Your first vote.
I got that one right.
That's a toughie.
I make a motion to approve the agenda. I don't know, oh, okay, so Rita added the approval of the abstract.
Yep.
Did you, yes, you got the resolution on there as well. So there are no additions, except that we will be going into an executive session at the end of the meeting to interview a candidate for the ZBA. So I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So this reorganization meeting is not like normal meetings. It's really a meeting where we reappoint people or we appoint people. There's just you'll see on your agenda, there's just a list of things we have to reinstate going into the new year. So that's what we're doing. It's not the most exciting meeting, but it is what it is. So approval of the 2024 appointments. So this is what I read. For the assessor's clerk, Roberta Egan, the attorney for the town, Robert Butts, the budget officer, Wendy Burton, the building inspector, code enforcement officer, Don Smith, the senior clerk, Katrina Gore, the CAC secretary, Teddy Secor, bookkeeper to the supervisor is Margaret Lara, court clerk is both Patty Koch and Carolyn Harkleroad. We do not yet have a new dog control officer. Has he agreed to keep working for?
I didn't talk to him today, but I will tomorrow.
Okay. The highway and recreation custodian is Patty Knapp. I do not need to go through the HMEOs. The highway secretary, Carrie DePaola. Planning board and the rec secretary, Sarah Knickerbocker. ZBA secretary, Mary Dalton. Records management clerk, Patty Knapp. Supervisor secretary, whose title has changed to legislative aide, is Jane Cottrell. Tax collector, Charles Hanlon. Deputy tax collector, Rita Mary Bell. Deputy town clerk, Doreen Brown. Registrar of Vital Statistics, Rita Mary Bell. Town hall custodian, Jennifer Spielvogel. Our beloved transfer station attendants, Gary Koch, PJ Agnelli, Diana Mackey, and Jim Schulhoff. Rec director, Lauren Osterman. Town historian is Kathleen Spears, and the court prosecutor is Bill McGoldrick. Supervisors' appointments and town...
We need a second on those appointments.
Oh, you're right.
Second.
All together now. All in favor?
Aye.
Supervisors' appointments and town board liaisons. That's all I'm appointing, right?
Correct.
Okay, the liaisons. That's,
You've got to do your emergency interim successors I already have. Deputy supervisor. Yeah, do that, and then we'll cover the rest.
so my
Yep.
liaisons.
Yep.
Okay. So I would appoint as the liaison to the rec and to the transfer station. Yeah?
Yep.
Nathan Lavertu, also deputy supervisor. For Julia, I would appoint liaison to the CAC. And for Eric, I would appoint to both the planning board and the zoning board of appeals. That's it?
That's it.
Second.
No, don't need one.
Don't need it. I'll
I
take it back.
just,
Yeah,
I
take
just
it
get
back.
to
Take
do
it back.
that. It's like a zoning plans.
Those are her appointments.
It's the power.
Yep.
Official designations. Our bank is the Bank of Millbrook and New York class. The mileage rate is 57.5 cents.
That's what it currently is. You're going to keep it at that?
Sure. Deputy supervisor is still Nathan Lavertu. I'm going to appoint the emergency interim successors. And the first one is Steve Godovich. The second one is Nathan. And the third one, my dear, is Rita Marybell.
Okay, and the papers?
Oh, newspapers are the Poughkeepsie Journal, the Northern Dutchess News, and the Hudson Valley News.
Okay, for that, we need a second for all those.
Second.
That's for subscriptions, Wendy?
No, those are where we have to, where I.
Oh, where we
our
post,
legal
right,
notices.
right.
Yeah.
Got it.
All in favor?
Aye. Appointments to boards and commissions. So this is if somebody either has resigned from a board, or their term is up and they don't wish to be reappointed, or their term is up and they wish to be appointed. So, because all of our committees, Planning Board, the Zoning Board of Appeals, the Rec Commission, they have different, and they're staggered terms of service, and they're all voluntary. So I do want to make a note that I'm going to leave appointing the chairs of the committees until our January 18th meeting. For the Planning Board, I would like to make a motion to reappoint Will Moriarty. For the CAC, should we vote on these individually?
Let's do them all together. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay with me. The CAC, Emma Dries, Mike Piccinelli, Ann Bernstein, and Barry Haydaz. The Board of Assessment Review is Steve Bruman. The Rec Commission is Richard Bell. The ZBA, we currently have a vacancy. And the Office of Emergency Management, Lou Cassiano, Dennis Smith, Dennis Buchall, John Bloomberg, Bob Stram, Jeff Spears, Don Smith, and Matthew Cavalier. The Board of Ethics, is Ann Derry, D-E-R-R-Y, Tim Gifford, Lee Kravitz, Michelle Gluck, and Laura Gilhooly.
That's right. Thank you.
Yes. Who will be newly joining
Forgot that.
the Board of Ethics. We have disbanded, sadly, the Special Events Committee. The Burdick Park Committee is Charles Shaw, Mark Legis, Frank Sellerberg, Judith McDonald, and Lucy Kosofsky. I'm not sure what's happening with the Veterans Committee, so we'll leave that until the 18th.
Yep.
The Haunted Fortress Committee right now is Greg Arendt, Esther Evans, and Teddy Secor, and we're very much looking for additional people to serve on that committee. The Climate Smart Task Force, Dennis Widlick, Michelle Gluck, Teddy Secor, Abrielle Hamilton, Tracy Springer, and Nate Kimball. And then the Historic Preservation Committee is Kathy Spears, Charlie Shaw, Carlos Pereira, and James Redmond, and Geneva Sims. So I guess I make a motion to appoint all of those people.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Rita, the two insurance buyout, the highway employees aren't listed here.
I'm not even sure who they are. I know Chris
Wilser is one, but what?
I don't know who the others are. But I think you're just stating that the town will offer those to whoever's eligible.
Okay. I make a motion to offer insurance buyouts to the two highway employees who are interested in such.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What that is there's the medical buyout, and this is, it's part of the union contract that the highway, the HEMO, MEO, workers contractually have insurance. But if they're covered by their spouse's insurance, they get to buy out their contract with us, or that we would cover. So there are two employees that do that.
We'll do the next one.
Sure.
I would like to make a motion to appoint Wendy Burton as the Association of Town voting delegate for the town.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
I
This is
would,
an important one.
yes, it's our most important. I'd like to approve Video Ventures contract for 2024. Our videos, our town videos are surpassed by none.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I do have one resolution which I sent out to you earlier today. It's Resolution 1A of 2024. And it's to create a New York class sub-account, which will end in 12, and to transfer funds from the Millbrook escrow account ending in 7530 and move those funds to the newly created New York class escrow account. So what this is, to make a long story long, is before I took office, so in 2019, the town board then signed a contract with a solar company to put a solar field behind Town Hall. It's not our property, but we had to grant them permission to put the solar field up, the commercial field. And part of that contract said that if they abandon it, they will give us $90,429, which we would hold in escrow. We would hold in a separate account. So if they abandon it, those monies would be used for us to decommission the plant, the field. And I thought at the time, even though I wasn't a town board member, that was a pretty small amount of money to take down a fairly large solar field, but so be it. So I'm not involved in the contract. Years go by, and at the end of 2023, I received a check for $90,429,000 from the solar company. And I called them up and I said, "Are you decommissioning? Like, what is this money?" And they said, "Oh, no, that's your escrow." And I said, "Well, why is it coming in 2023 if the contract was signed in 2019? And he said, "Well, actually, we didn't owe you the money until the field became operative, which was in 2021. Mm-hmm. At which point I said, my question still remains. Right. Why are we getting it at the end of 2023? And what he said was, "That's a good question." And then he never got back to me. So we've talked about it, and we need to put the money in a separate account. And in truth, that field may not be decommissioned for 25 years. That's the average length of them. So it would be wise to put it in an interest-bearing account. And my question was, are we beholden to the company to give them the interest at the end of this whole process, or can the town benefit from the interest that we're earning? And I was told by New York class that we absolutely, the contract does not specify who the interest goes to, so we are allowed to hold the interest ourselves, which is great, because over time it will, and if we have to pay, if they do abandon it, it'll take a lot more than $90,000 to decommission it.
25 years from now.
25, right, I'll be dead. Nobody will be here on the board, I don't think. 25 years? No. So anyway, that's the history and the explanation for this resolution, which Nathan will now read.
I have it.
Because he has it on his computer.
Resolution 1A of 2024 to create a New York class sub-account ending in -12 and to transfer funds from Millbrook escrow account ending in 7530 and move the funds to the newly created New York class escrow account. Whereas the town of Stanford has received $90,429 to be held in reserve from ELP Solar LLC as collateral in the event their commercial solar field is abandoned, and whereas these funds can be held in an interest-bearing account, and whereas there is no contractual stipulation that the interest earned on these funds must be held expressly for ELP Solar LLC, and whereas if the solar field is abandoned and cost of remediation for the town would likely be for an amount more than $90,429, now therefore be it resolved, the supervisor is authorized to set up a sub-account in New York class ending in -12, and be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to transfer
these funds from Millbrook account ending in 7530 to New York class account ending in -12.
Second.
I have to do a roll call. Wendy Burton,
Yes.
Julia Dakota,
Yes.
Eric Ames,
Yes.
Nathan Virtue.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say present.
It's only for roll call.
Okay, and the last thing on the agenda is the approval of abstract 12B from 2023. Every month, the town, throughout the month, we pay, we accrue, we collect invoices from our vendors. And then we generally pay the vendors one time a month. There are some exceptions to that. And in the months of December, January, and February, there are 2 abstracts, simply because we are paying bills that came in for 2023 and separate bills that came in for 2024 that get billed to 2 different budgets. So this is the, I make a motion to approve abstract 12B of 2023. The highway fund was $8,820.58. The general fund was $52,214.10. Bengal Lights was $896.74. And the escrow account, which is the planning board escrow account, was $344.25.
Those should be signed tonight.
Those signed, you and Margaret signed the other day.
Okay.
But I explained the whole process to Julia, and it's
Okay.
okay that this board votes.
It is, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Nathan, you going to second that one?
Yep, second.
Okay, all in
Thank you for
favor?
clarifying.
Aye.
Thanks.
So even though it's not on the agenda, because you're here, I'll open the meeting for a second privilege of the floor if anybody has any questions or has anything to say. No questions. This is your opportunity. You can throw us a curveball. Okay.
I think I could.
All right, then I'll close privilege of the floor. And, oh, well, it's usually Margaret's honor to make a motion. Well, we're not
We're
adjourning.
not
adjourning yet.
Yeah, we're not
Okay.
adjourning yet.
So what is the motion we're
You're
making?
going to make a
We're
motion to go out of the regular meeting and go into the executive session.
You don't
At
adjourn the general meeting and then make a
7:30,
motion
right,
to
Nathan?
go into-
7:30.
Yeah.
I make that motion.
Yes.
So
And a
what?
second?
Second.
Okay.
So what this means is you all get to
I get it.
leave, and we're going to go into executive session to interview a candidate for our ZBA, and then we'll end executive session.
Go back into the regular.
And go
meeting.
back into the regular sessions, if you care to stick around or not. We may take action. And if not, then I want to thank you all for coming out and celebrating with us tonight. And we will sign the papers of the students.
That's right. Hope you all-
Okay, so it is 7:58, and do I have to make a motion to come out of executive
You do.
session?
Yes,
Make a motion to come out of executive session.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
We are back in.
Are you taking action?
Yes, we would like to take action.
Okay, go for it.
I would like to make a motion to appoint Neil Dennehy
Danahy?
to the open position on the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Done.
Fabulous.
Okay, now, Nathan,
Make a motion to close the public meeting.
you mean adjourn?
And adjourn.
Adjourn.
Oh my God, you felt it.
It's not my line.
It's
All in
Margaret's
favor?
line. I second it, unless it's already been seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
8:01.
Thank you, Pete.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Rita?